Hey, Astamura, welcome. Good to see you again. I think I've got chat fixed, so hopefully we should be seeing chat on the screen this time. I don't know what happened during the Avowed live stream, but it broke and I spent all week trying to fix it. So hopefully it's back. Yeah, it's a pretty fun game. I'm really liking it. Um, I didn't get a lot of chance to play it this week after the Wednesday stream, but I'm going to be playing it a lot today and especially tomorrow. Um, it's it's something that's really drawn me in. I didn't, like I say, I didn't get to play Pillars of Eternity, but I'm really looking forward to seeing how this works out. I like the mechanics. There's a stealth aspect to it, which I really like, which there isn't so much of in a lot of games nowadays. In Skyrim, I loved abusing the stealth mechanic. Um, I really enjoy that here as well. So it's going to be an interesting thing for me to keep up with. So I did see the last two. I saw the um, I saw a preview for it a while ago, actually, um, and then I saw the YouTube preview that they put up. I think they put it up yesterday or the day before. Um, I did see it. Um, it's it's a little early for me to know um, what it's going to be like, but I do like the concept of it so far. It's Unreal Engine 5, which means it's going to look amazing. Um, but yeah, we'll take a look at more of it um, once things progress a little bit. I'm also anxious to see if it's console only or not. I wasn't entirely sure reading through it if it was, but we'll see. Hey, Rudy, welcome. Good to see you again. Yeah, we were just talking about Avowed. I'm really enjoying it. I only got my first 3 hours of testing, and then the 3 hour live stream. So I'm anxious to really delve into it today and tomorrow while I'm home here, and uh, and get into the next parts of it. But I'm a open world stuff like this, like I was in Skyrim. I tend to explore a lot, and that's what we've been doing. That's probably not the most exciting gameplay, but we'll see. Oh, okay, good. Austin Morel, like I say, I haven't delved into it. The thing that I was looking at was a console preview, so I didn't check on it in Steam yet. But yeah, once I get some time here, I'll take a look at it. There's so much happening right now. There's so much. If I was a professional streamer, then I would be able to stream a different game every day. But unfortunately for all of you, I am not. So I can't give you all of the live streams I'm sure you would like to see. the last thing I need is for y'all to get me heavily invested in a new game right now, considering I'm playing 4 right now. So thank you all for that. I appreciate that, Ostamura. Thank you very much. You're trying to get me to have no sleep at all. I appreciate that. I'm back into playing Elite Dangerous as well, so I got a flight sim, I've got all these RPGs going, so hey Andy, welcome to the stream. Thanks for being here, man. I appreciate it. Well, we'll see, Ostamura. It's if you've been reading the articles about it, it seems to be a common thing for journalists to have said that this is the thing that is coming for Baldur's Gate 3's crown, and this is the follow-up for Baldur's Gate 3, and this is the thing that is replacing Baldur's Gate 3. So everyone is saying it. I don't normally put a lot of stock in what anyone says, let alone, I mean, it's not that I have anything against games journalists. I don't. I think they're all extremely valuable for getting the information out there. I just kind of wait and see until I get my hands on it and really get in depth on it myself. To be able to see it. But yeah, there's certainly a lot of the main journalist organizations are seriously talking about it. So then we'll see. I just haven't had time to take a look at it. Yeah, and I think, you know, everyone's really waiting for patch 8 to release for Baldur's Gate 3 as well. And we'll kind of see how much that brings some player base back in, and that sort of stuff. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm expecting too, Estimura. It's kind of the same. Welcome, everyone, to today's live stream, episode number 46 of our Baldur's Gate 3 Honor Mode gameplay series. I'm Commander Jerval, and I want to thank you for coming along on our journey today. So, on admin notes, if you were here during the Avowed live stream on Wednesday evening here in the US, then you noticed that the chat was broken. Hopefully I've got that fixed. I spent all the second half of the week trying to make sure it was working. It appears to be working now, so hopefully it's fixed. I still have no idea what broke it. No idea. But hopefully it's working again, and we can see all of our comments live in the stream as well. But if it does break, you can still follow along in the live chat on YouTube as well. On the game, nothing new. We're still waiting for patch 8 to release. It's been a while in the stress test, so there have been some rumors on the forum that they've uncovered some things, and that crossplay is being a little bit more difficult than expected. But we're going to wait and see what the final verdict is after the stress test is over and when it comes out. But we'll all be on the lookout for it, and you'll see gameplay on it here. So I think that's all on the admin notes. So on our recap, last week we had started going through some of the Stone Lord questline. We had gone into the Guildhall, we had some conversations there, and now when we left, we had some fights after the cemetery and all that sort of stuff, and our action economy is really low, especially after using invisibility a lot to pick up a bunch of keys. So we're gonna handle a long rest. I'm gonna look at a couple of things while we're there, and then we're gonna bring Jaheira into our party, and she's gonna be with us for quite a bit of time throughout this today. So let's go ahead and jump back in here, and we'll take stock of where we are. Okay, here we are in our camp. This is the camp that's on top of the Elf Song Tavern. And we are obviously very depleted in our resources here. So we're going to do a couple of things. We are going to take our long rest here. We're going to get our buffs back. We're going to look at Jaheira as she is level up, but we're also going to look at one more thing. Okay, good. Our persuasion and intimidation is set to what we want them to be, because we are going to get everybody persuaded to use a tadpole. We're getting to the point now where fly is much more of a necessity to be able to traverse the battlefield a lot easier. So we're going to convince everybody, and
with haste.
And we're going to start that off with Shadowheart here. You can see we're at 16 tadpoles. I have not even taken it yet, but we're at 16 tadpoles. I am going to use it.
Life pulses from within. The parasite's thoughts whisper at the edge of your mind. It wants to share itself with you. It wants to be let in.
Go on. Don't be afraid. It only wants to help you evolve.
And as usual, you don't want to eat the tadpole. That makes it a single-use item. You want to open your mind to it.
A coldness seeps through your veins as the tadpole awakens. Its yearning almost unbearable. Your mind is a veritable feast. The tadpole's essence courses through you. Where it touches, your flesh, glands, organs contract and flood with pure thought. You feel different. Your body has never felt more connected. Your mind present in every flex of a joint or muscle.
Okay, and that's going to complete the Embrace Your Potential quest, and it's going to keep the Astral Touch tadpole in our inventory. Now, you can see we are now up to 17 tadpoles. And why is that? That's because when you take the Astral Touch tadpole, it gives you these 5 abilities here by default. So if you've already selected one or more of these abilities, it will refund all of those tadpoles back to you. It didn't always used to be like that. I don't know exactly when they changed it. It was pretty early on when they did that. But yeah, something to get rid of that waste, so to speak, of tadpoles if you used them early on in your playthrough. This gives them all back to you. Hey Dave, welcome to the stream. Good to see ya. Now, one thing that you want to make sure of when you're taking the tadpole is that the person is in your party. Okay, you don't want to be talking to somebody and convincing them to somebody who's not in your party. And 2, you always want to save before you talk to somebody about it. There's a chance that when you talk to them and you actually persuade them to take it, that the animation will not trigger. And if the animation and the cutscene do not trigger, then the game will treat them as having taken the tadpole, so the dialogue option will disappear, but you won't be able to actually have any of the abilities. So always drop a save beforehand, and that way if it doesn't work, you can reload that save. So we're going to talk to Shadowheart.
I have a lot on my mind.
So, the Stone Lord is Minsc, Jaheira's old acquaintance. Painfully small world at times. I haven't even dared to use the more benign forms of illithid powers. Do you really think I'm eager to jump to the next step? Do you know what this entails? Well, of course you do. But I don't want that for myself.
Okay, and there's going to be an option of some sort, persuasion or intimidation normally, to be able to convince them to do it. The DC is going to depend upon several things, but most notably whether or not you're already partially illithid, and also your approval with them, but also some quest outcomes.
Fine. I truly hope you're right about this.
And there it goes. If you see your camera recenter onto the
pulses from
other
within.
party member, you'll
The
know it's
parasite's
triggered. Now,
thoughts
we've seen this
whisper
before,
once.
so we're just going to fast forward through
Don't be
this.
afraid.
A coldness, the tadpole you feel.
Perhaps.
Okay, now Will and Minthara are not in our party,
Just what I
so what
need.
we're going to do is...
My people tell tales of Minsc and his ferocious hamster Boo, to frighten our children. Beware, loud men with purple scalps and ugly rodents, for they think of you as evil and will kill you on sight. It is amusing to hear that the legendary ranger has become as much a terror in his own city as he is in the Underdark.
Okay, so we're going to have her join us.
Admirable ambition. But you must make room. Indeed.
And then we're going to talk to her about taking
You wish
the
to
tadpole.
consult me? We will need every advantage to survive the battles that are to come. And my illithid parasite has already shown its worth. If this superior tadpole is capable of unlocking my mind's full potential, it is a tempting proposition. Its influence on you is plain to see. You are sublime. I will be unstoppable.
Now, Minthara needs no convincing.
Life, it once.
Go on.
A cold, the tadpole you feel.
And now you can see we are up to 19, and that's because Minthara had a couple of
Who's
tadpoles
next?
already in here. She had already gone out this way and this way, so both of those were refunded.
Father, they will die for you.
Minsc, the Great Ranger. He's alive and infected. Else, we need to act. I'm up for the challenge. You've just got to... Ready and willing. Always good to talk, my friend. Yes, and at a great cost, partial ceremorphosis. I won't begrudge you your choice. As for me, though, I'm not ready. I might never be.
Okay, and here's a persuasion option. A little bit higher DC. Ooh, first nat 20 of the day.
The coast is ever my priority. If you think we need this, Very well. I will avail myself of the astral tadpole's powers.
Lighted one.
Go on. Don't.
A coldness. The tadpole you feel.
Okay, so now that we've got 3 of them successfully done, I'm gonna save. I normally don't save after every one.
What's on your mind?
I guess the vanilla-flavored tadpole has given us some enjoyable new tricks. But going half mind flayer... Then again, you can pull it off better than most.
Now that persuasion check is deceptive. It uses your favorable beginnings +4 on a 7 DC check.
You've got to be kidding. You really want me to become a partial illithid? Wasn't a decade in Avernus punishment enough?
And now we have a second check. Oh boy, 2 nat 20s. This is gonna work out badly later.
Oh, I'm that easy to manipulate, am I? Where's that bloody worm? Stick it in my eye before I change my mind.
Okay, see, this is what I'm talking about. Oh, I forgot to bring her into the party. That's why. So... that was entirely my fault. So the screen just went dark there. Apologize. Should be coming back here. So that was entirely my fault. But I'm still not going to forgo Karlak getting the benefit of that. I just need to slow down and take it step by step like I'm normally doing. I'm getting too distracted. Alright, so we'll jump back in here real quick. That's what happens if they are not in your party. When you give them, the animation does not trigger. And if you go talk to them afterward, there's no option to convince them to take it again. That's been reported a couple of times for a while. I'm not sure why it hasn't been fixed. But it hasn't been.
On my way. Already feeling better.
Soldier? No room in your party. What should I do? Now we're talking. What's on your mind? Then again, you can pull it off better than most. You've got to be kidding. You really want me to become a partial illithid? Wasn't a decade in Avernus punishment enough?
So now we're back where we were, and we should get the animation trigger this time.
Oh, I'm that easy to manipulate, am I? Where's that bloody worm? Stick it in my eye before I change my mind.
There it is.
Life it once.
Go on. Don't.
A coldness. The tadpoles you feel.
Perhaps.
Okay,
Maybe
so
it'll
we'll
bring
get
us
Gale.
closer.
Bring him into the
Sounds
party
like
first.
we're not the only ones tracking down this Minsc fellow. Let's hope Nine Fingers' bounty doesn't attract too much competition. I'd be delighted, though somewhat magical.
Okay, now we'll talk to him.
Go ahead. I'm listening. I can only imagine what I could do were I to adopt the biology of a mind flayer. It certainly doesn't seem to have done you any harm. Or rather, you've not yet done me any harm. Still, there are undoubtedly risks to such a transformation. If this is what the fates have offered to aid our cause, then who am I to refuse? I'll take your tadpole. Let's see what it has to offer.
Life
And
it
there's Gale.
a cold tad you feel.
Perhaps.
Breathe deep and move.
Now we'll go over and talk to Astarion.
First in
Bring.
my heart.
He's already in the party.
So, this Stone Lord is the legendary Minsc. And a newly minted cultist, no less. Are we sure we want to find him before Nine Fingers does? I doubt he'll be pleased to see us. Don't look at me like that. I know what you're going to say. The answer is no. No.
I can't remember, actually, what the option is for him here.
That was before I knew the cost. Before I knew it meant transforming into some grotesque beast. I remember how it hurt when I turned into a vampire. My body writhed and warped while I was utterly helpless. The grip of death owned my heart as it beat its last. I don't want to turn into anything else. I can't do that again. I can't watch my body be taken over. I am not. I just don't want to lose my God's given good looks, really. Wouldn't that be a crime?
There's the intimidation option.
All right, fine. Give me the worm. I will take every weapon I can. Damn it all.
And there we go.
Life it once.
Go on.
A coldness. The tadpoles that you feel.
Perhaps.
Okay. So now we're all set up for the
Pave my
future of
path with
this. Now,
corpses, build my
Jaheira
castle with
and
bones.
Paulson, and in the future,
Always makes
Minsc.
my day better.
There's little point in pressing Nine Fingers further. She means what she says. But we swore no vows. She won't tell us where to find Minsc. Someone else in her Guildhall will. We need to be swift.
Okay, there's no option here to get them to take.
Speak.
Well, let's go through. Yeah, see, there's no option in here to get them to take a tadpole. Okay,
You'll need to free up your
we're gonna
ranks
bring
a little
her into
first.
the party.
Then let us be about it.
And we're going to look at where we are in leveling her. So she does have 1 level of cleric. And she chose light domain, which isn't the best for her. But we'll level her up here. Okay, I really wish she wasn't light domain, but we'll take the 2nd level up here. What druid is she? Okay, let's find out what druid subclass she is. She's Circle of Spores. Okay, so at least that part's right. So we'll up her 2nd level of cleric. Now here we're going to get her 1 more level into cleric, and there's a reason for that. And now we're going to swap back to Spores Druid. We're going to get her the feat alert, because we always need it. Okay, at level 5 Druid, she's now going to get access to Call Lightning, which is going to be very, very useful for her as we go. Level 6, she gets her Owlbear and Panther Wild Shapes, and she gets Fungal Infestation. So this is, she can take a corpse and she can raise a zombie from it. Okay, at level 7, we get access to her level 4 spells. Freedom of movement can be nice, but it's really more Ice Storm and Wall of Fire here. Having access to Blight is very, very useful. We're past all of the plant enemies, though, that would really be more useful. At level 8, we're going to get access to our 2nd feat. Okay, and here we have a few things that we can pick. Spell Sniper is pretty good for us here. I think with her, though, I'm just going to go with Ability Improvement. And actually, I messed that up. Yep, I messed that up. I wanted to put that other one in Constitution because I was going to take another feat here, and I was going to take Resilient and up that with Constitution. I guess I could take Resilient and get it up to 20 here, because there's not really many other things that we're interested in with her. So I guess I can just up. It doesn't really matter. I'm not too interested in her level. She's going to be with us for today for quite a bit, but beyond that, not so much. So let's get her outfitted, right? And we do have some things that we want to focus on with her that I believe we've already picked up, and I'm looking through here.
I'm ready. Whatever it takes.
Watch your back.
Did we not buy the spores armor? Oh, yeah, we did. There it is. Okay, so Armor of the Spore Keeper. So while she has Symbiotic Entity going, you can spread Biberbang Spores, Timask Spores, and Haste Spores. Now, the question is, because I took that last one in... Now, I have Symbiotic Entity available to me here. So, this is what I'm going to be using my Wild Shape charges for most of the time, and we'll kind of see how that works with her. As for the helmet, I'm going to take the Helm of Baldur and I'm going to move this back to Jorvalen. Okay, so for the rest of hers, I think I'm gonna outfit her in the same reverberation build that we had for Shadowheart. So the gloves of belligerent skies. Okay, and then the Holy Lance Helm. Right. And then for the boots, we had the boots of Stormy Clamor, right? Yes. And then... I think the ring is already still out there. We'll add in the necklace of elemental augmentation unless we find something better. Okay, as for the cape, I think the capes that we're going to want are already out there. Yeah. So for our rings... So we do have the Ring of Protection that's being unused right now. Okay, the Ring of Spiteful Thunder we'll definitely use. Okay, and we're going to want to put this... I think it might already be on my Bard. We want to make sure we have... that we're aware of where the Ring of Truthfulness is. Because we're going to be using it. Okay, so I think we'll just put the Ring of Protection in here. For her shield, we'll give her the Shield of Devotion. And Shadowheart is not going to be with us during
My faith
this.
will guide me.
So we'll give Jaheira the Cloak of Displacement and our Spear of the Evening. Even though I don't think she's going to be using it, we'll give all of these spells to Jaheira. Yeah, and I think for now on this, we'll move these over as well. For now. Okay. I'm gonna move that because I think I have an idea for this. Okay, so we'll give her the Light of Lathander, and we'll swap out the Coruscation Ring for this. The shield, or the Cloak of Displacement, is going to help trigger the Holy Lance Helm. That's going to do radiant damage, which is going to proc all the Radiant Orb reverberation, and that sort of stuff. If she uses Call Lightning, she'll be putting her Spellcast modifier, which is a +5 right now, onto the damage. So yeah, I think this is how we want it to be built for now. I don't really care about the ranged weapon that much. But I'll see if we do have a bow in here somewhere that she can trundle around with. The hunting short bow is not useless. Oh, and it's not categorizing the weapons by type. Why does Arlak not have the dead shot? Oh, she's still using the Hellrider crossbow, or the Hellrider bow. We're gonna put dead shot on her. Okay. So I think it's good. So now let's take our long rest.
What's going on? Wonder if the gods are watching me.
Okay, make sure nobody wants to talk to us. Looks like we're good.
Let's see.
They say that home is where a person can be their truest selves, without guile, without pretense. You did well to see off the Githyanki who had invaded mine. And now that you have seen where I come from, you know all there is to know about me. At least, all that matters. The flavors of my favorite fiddlehead soup, should you wish to experience it for yourself. My beloved confidant and loyal companion Rascal. We spoke of my relationship with Duke Berlin Stillname, a story I have told no one else. I have no more secrets from you. No need to resort to subterfuge. We are true allies now, working towards a common goal. I have learned to adapt my methods to your needs. The only way we were ever going to get close enough to the brain to destroy it was by working together. But few would trust a mind flayer. So I did what I had to convince you. I studied you, your motivations, your actions, your desires. I deduced the best way to align your goals with my own. Perhaps, at first, I did consider that you were just a problem to be solved. And not an easy one at that. But I persisted. I needed your absolute dedication to the cause. I anticipated the challenge, and I anticipated your resistance. What I didn't anticipate was how reasonable you would be. You don't like to be coddled, cajoled. But you responded well to logic, to rational arguments, to cold, hard facts. You saw straight to the core of what really mattered. As did I. Sometimes, I felt almost like we were dancing our way towards something deeper.
Okay, so if you are interested in some tentacle-y goodness, then you can have a romantic encounter here with the Emperor. We're not going to, but it's certainly an option.
I'm sorry. You're right. Now's not the time. Forget I said anything. Let's move on to more important things. The Elder Brain's hive mind has grown to monstrous proportions. And through the Crown's magic, it has complete control over each and every member. It was intelligent before, but now, with its hive mind established across the city, it is well on its way to becoming indestructible. You know now of your father's plans to use the Elder Brain to slaughter the world over. One need not read minds to foresee the horrors he will pen with your hand if you do not stand against him. We must stop it while we still can, before we too become its slaves.
Okay, so a little cutscene with the Emperor there. Alright, and now we're going to head back out, and like I say, we're going to start by bringing everybody over here.
What's next? I'll go this way.
Looks like we do have to have a
Mind, never
conversation
quiet.
with Minthara.
You do not shy from the parasite's powers. I see the change in the shimmer of your skin, and hear it in the hum of your blood. You are evolving. You absorbed a tadpole's essence to accomplish this change. Do you have more? Good. When I am stronger, we are stronger.
And that's just because of giving her the option after we have taken the tadpole, it triggers that dialogue option, and then she will have no convincing needed, but she already needed no convincing when we gave it to her. So just kind of a dialogue that's out of order there. Okay, so we're going to leave Shadowheart out of the party here.
Swift as my feet can carry me.
We're going to bring Zenith in.
I have something to ask.
This vessel is at thy disposal. Do what thou wilt.
But the vessel only stares blankly.
Okay, so we're going to leave Shadowheart
This
out.
soul awaits thy command.
We're also going to bring Karlach into the party, and we're going to drop
What's on
Jaheira
your
out.
mind? No room in your party. What should I do? Excellent. Let's go.
Okay.
Making me
Now
sweat.
we're going to get Karlach to come over
Where
here.
to?
We're going to get Astarion to come over here.
Tread carefully.
We are going to come over
At the
here.
ready.
Intestines throb.
And then
Blood
Zenith is going
whispers.
to come over here. And everybody should get here about the same time. Zenith can now cast Thoroughly Stuffed.
No one stopped me yet.
And now I can bring Jaheira back in the party
Speak.
in place of
You'll need to free up your ranks a little.
Zenith.
Then let us be about it.
And I think we are now ready. So let's leave camp, and we're going to head to Baldur's Gate.
Breeze must be blowing inland today, bringing in the stench of the foundry. Belching smoke and
Okay.
metal screeches.
So let's get the rest of our buffs going.
Peaceful, my art.
Long Strider.
You sure it's not a trapped nerve?
I'll switch to Jaheira. Make sure I have the mace on my back. I do. And get her changed back out. And then we will get Karlak with a elixir of hill giant strength. Astarian with an elixir of cloud giant strength. Then we need Karlak shapeshifted. This is Astarian. Into a dwarf. And then be sure to unequip and re-equip the Dwarven Thrower for that to work.
No matter what the mouth says.
Okay, so I think we're good for now. So we're going to head down here. We're going to go right around the corner. We're going to swap to Jaheira.
Godsman. Who'd want to spend time with anyone great?
Oi! Stop a moment. Commander, you're in trouble!
Okay, so she recognized us.
Sir, yes, sir. Oh, Maller's Mark, here we go.
Are we quite sure she hasn't actually died this time, brother? She looks dead.
Smells it too. Ooh.
It has been a hard road. But I can clip you both around the ear to prove I am no ghost. If it would help.
Forgive us, Mother. We're just surprised you still know how to find your way home. She always brings the smartest people home, too.
Enough, Ryan. I taught you better manners than that.
No, you didn't.
A sending spell can carry 25 words. Do you know how many Jaheira's only message contained in all this time she's been away? 7. Now there is a phrase Jaheira has never uttered. But no. The message went, I'm sorry, you know what to do.
So why haven't you done it? You were supposed to get the young ones out of the city.
And you were supposed to be dead. That's what your oh-so-stoic message meant, yes? Yet here you are. So, what happened out there?
I got my skin saved by this one. We've come to take the fight to the cult. Which is exactly why you all cannot be here.
Why? You plan on winning, don't you? You're the one who saved her, so tell me. Are we all doomed? So fight. That's what all you heroes and harpers are for, isn't it?
You are a very irritating girl.
This isn't your house, remember? You'll keep a civil tongue under our roof if we let you stay at all.
Have mercy, sister. She's old after all.
So told. She can stay, but only if she brought home presents.
Seems I'm outvoted. See, Mother? That is how you go about talking things through with your family. Now, if there's more to discuss, then bloody well come in. And wipe your boots.
Okay, so we're gonna get an inspiration for that, and I do want to hide her helmet during dialogues. I always forget about that. Let's go over and talk to Ryan.
Nod and smile.
No arguing. Just tell me you're well.
I am well.
And Minsc?
We're working on it.
You'll get him back. I owe him a kicking for showing Fig how to throw hatchets. So, this cult. What's our plan?
I'm not fool enough to think I can change your mind. But if you're staying, I don't want you taking up arms. There are other ways to fight.
Really? Like what?
You shame me. In all our hunting, I had put them from my mind.
Right. Leave them to us then. If we can't get them past the checkpoints, we'll at least make sure they're watched over if it comes to fighting in the streets. If I have to stay home and babysit, then it's your job to make sure there's still a home to look after. Take what you need, and we'll do the grand reunion when you come back for good. So, lovely as it is to have you back, Mother, go away. You have work to do.
Aye, aye, Commander. Wait, one more thing. There are doppelgangers among the cult. Be on your guard.
Huh. All right then. If you turn up looking for hugs and kisses, I'll be sure to shoot first.
That's my girl.
Alright, so we'll head into Jaheira's study here. And there's a successful perception check for the pin slot. Now we should still have one. Oh boy, here we go. We should still have one on us. Yes, we do. Now, this is one we've been carrying around ever since Act 1. But there are other harp-shaped pins that you can find. Even one here inside this house, if you don't have one. And that's going to open up the secret passage in her desk.
How many die today? How many
Pay
die?
no mind to those. You're probably safe so long as I am here. But if you do not trust me, take the weight from the pressure plate there.
Okay, so she was talking about all the wards here. Okay. Now if she is not in your party when you come down here, then yes, the wards are going to be, they're going to trigger when you walk on them. With her in your party, you don't have to worry about them triggering. But just like she said, you can take it off the pressure plate here and not worry about them at all. I tend to try and move this thing completely out of the way because sometimes your characters will try and path around it if it's sitting there, and they'll walk over the pressure plate to try and path around it like that. Boy, I love it. Like I say, I don't want to take the chance. I'm just going to disarm them. Okay, they should have gone away.
Let's get going. Best be on my way.
But they shouldn't trigger. Yeah.
Have no fear.
Because she's in your party. If, like I say, if she's not, then you'll have to get rid of the orbs here.
patch of wilderness this city permits me. There ought to be supplies here to aid us.
Okay, so we'll go down here and we'll talk to Postmaster Badger.
The Archdruid's eyes and ears have fallen away in her absence. I am training new ones.
And the messenger rats won't have much of anything to say.
Down by the Blushing Mermaid, there's a stink of something fey. Smell of arse, too. But boss doesn't care about that.
And these are all clues about...
I bring word of gnomes. Gnomes in the sea.
So that first one was about the hag, down by the Blushing Mermaid. This one was about the Iron Throne and the gnomes trapped inside it.
There's been killings in a holy place. Stinks of incense and blood.
And that's talking about the open hand murders that we already went and saw. So by this time, there's nothing that we need to learn from any of it. So we can head into Jaheira's house. Now, we definitely want to
What's
have
your
Jaheira
elders and learn?
cast guidance
Careful, I bite.
on Astarion here. Okay. Nice. Rolled a 4. Absolutely wonderful.
At your command. Work to be done. You trapped there. Let your feet with care.
Okay. So she's passing the perception checks, which is good.
Trust no one.
We'll get Astarion to come around this way and not walk onto the loose planks. And then underneath the loose planks, we have a key. We'll go unlock the bookcase, and that's going to open up this secret passage back here.
Such authority.
Okay, so a scroll of Circle of Death.
Let's see.
Okay, so now we can search the rest of this room.
There.
Okay, just a few more things here to pick up. And then Jaheira's desk is going to have a note from Khalid. This goes back to previous games, to the relationship between Jaheira and Khalid. Okay, nothing in that one. Okay, so I don't think there's anything that's trapped in here. I can't remember. It's been a long time. So we'll check. There's not.
All is
So
ash
we're going to
and
come in
meat.
here and look at a couple of
Don't
things
waste
as
a step.
well.
Here goes nothing.
Okay, and this is talking about a druidic ritual whose purpose is unclear. However, the name of it
Right of the timeless body. What's that
is
about?
the right of the timeless body.
I'd best ask Jaheira.
So, kind of sounds like she's looking a way to extend her life or become immortal.
Speak. The threat of spanking never kept the children from poking through my things. Why should it deter you? It is a ritual, or it describes one at least, practiced by druids of certain esoteric circles. If they be learned and powerful enough, the practitioner of this ritual might slow their aging, extend their life well beyond its natural reach. It is not something you need concern yourself with. I've picked up stranger things in all my travels. Trust me. If you wish, it's possible I was a little too quick to judge. A little too caught up in ceremony. It is a ritual, or
okay, so this is going to be the same conversation
you need concern yourself with. I have given you much reason to think that Harpers hoard secrets like precious stones, but I promise you, this was not some intrigue. Just, plain and simple foolishness. As if by keeping clear of my family, I might keep them clear of the cult in turn. And if this fight were to go against us, well, they had already done their mourning. Why visit it on them twice? Careful now. Only I get to say it. And my daughter, apparently. I was wrong to think I could keep my children from this fight. They're Baldurian born and bred. The only damned reason I root myself in this place. This city is a cesspit. An open sewer of the soul that taints us with its filth and churns us out when all that is good has been stripped away. It also happens to be their home. And so it is mine. Ugh. That might be the first time I have said that out loud. Now come. We had best get to saving it. Lest Ryan turn her ire on us both.
Okay, so we'll search
Whatever
the rest
it
of
takes.
this with Jaheira. Because there are a couple more interesting items, and first the display case, and this is Khalid's gift. So while wearing Khalid's gift, Jaheira cannot be cursed. It ups her wisdom by +1, and it gives you Khalid's gift Aid, which is a level 3 version of Aid.
A gift from my husband. I've had to renew
And then in
hearts
here
over the
we
years.
have Belm. Now
the
Belm
heart
goes all the
remains
way
the
back
same as the
to
day he
our
gave it to me.
to the first games, encountering Jaheira. This is the scimitar, and then the staff of the ram was Khalid's. So both of these items here we can take a look at. So Belm is a +2 scimitar. That makes it light and finesse. It does have the whirlwind attack weapon action or proficiency unlock, but it comes with perfectly balanced strike, and this is a per turn attack. And it does, as you can see, it's a bonus action, and it does bludgeoning damage. So you reach out and you strike with the pommel or with the hilt guard of this weapon instead of the blade. So with your bonus action, you can now do bludgeoning damage with Belm. Staff of the Ram once per turn, and that perfectly balanced strike resets every turn. You can see it's a per turn thing, so you can do it every time that you get your bonus action. The Staff of the Ram, once per turn, you can use it to knock somebody back 2 meters and stun them. Now, the possibility of this seems to be pretty low. I don't get it to trigger nearly as much as some other things that don't give us a chance I haven't looked far enough into the code to find out what that % chance is when it triggers, but there's also a behind-the-scenes Constitution save that goes along with it, so it's not all that useful of a stun to have.
At least things have stayed interesting.
All right,
Need to
now
find a way
we're
forward.
done looking around down here. So we'll head back up. To the lower city central wall. And let's take a look at our quest journal. Because there's been a trap laid, we need to search the Guildhall for clues. So we're going to head to actually Heapside Strand. You don't have to do this. If you know where to go, you can just go directly there.
Let's see what this does.
Okay, and the person that we want to go talk to here
What's up for
are
discussion?
these two.
See? 9 Fingers is a master of strategical. She's clever, Foss. Won't fight the Stone Lord out in the open, but she's got a spot picked out, see?
I don't care about Stone Lord Tut. Don't care about some ambush. I asked, do you eat my last pickled ooze? Huh? Bugger off! I'm talking to my friend about an ooze.
Now. He who keeps his manners keeps his teeth. Besides, you are only pretending to be as wine-soaked as your friend here.
How can you tell?
I've been to fouler festivals than this, and you have the stage presence of Volothamp Gedarm. Now, you were speaking to my friend. Politely.
And here is the persuasion option.
See, Foss? This one has respect. Now, where was I? A Stone Lord, aye. Bastard's going after the accounting house, but he doesn't know that there's just another guild operation, huh? 9 Fingers is gonna catch him with his claws in their coffers. I pity the bastard.
The counting house? But what the hell could Minsc want there?
Happy? Now, away with you. We want drink in peace.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's going to advance the quests. And so now we all have to get to the counting house. Alright, now before I go into the counting house, I'm going to swap out a couple of things. So the amulet I don't have. Okay, so it's on somebody, and it might be on Shadowheart, it's not. It's here. Okay, so I'm gonna swap out my amulet for Broodmother's Revenge, and I'm gonna swap out my helmet for the Helm of Baldur. That's going to trigger a heal at the beginning of every turn, and that heal is going to coat my weapon for 1d6 additional poison damage. I'm also going to swap out my ring. I'm going to swap out both of them. I'm going to get my persuasion up by 1, and I'm going to get advantage on insight checks. And I'm going to shapeshift. Nope. Okay. And now we will head to the counting house. And for that, we're going to the Lower City Central Wall. And we'll walk down to it. And we're going to get into a fight. So, I know y'all have been watching a bunch of story stuff, but now we're going to get into a fight, which I know y'all like. Okay, and here's the counting house. Now, there are a couple of different ways to get into the counting house. Obviously through the front door, which is the way we're going to go in. There is another way around the back, though. However, there are 3 alarm towers. You can see them out here. And if any of those 3 get triggered, everyone inside the counting house goes hostile. Everyone in there goes hostile. And it significantly changes how this whole thing is played out. We're gonna avoid that. There are a lot of riches back there on the back, so what I would suggest you to do is, if you want those things in the chests out on the dock, is to play this part out. Recruit Minsc, because once you've recruited him, you're going to get access to solving or completing another quest that we're going to get in here, and then after you've finished with all the quests in here, come back and try that, get into a fight, and you'll end up having to clear out the entire counting house. But for now, I'm going to make sure that I have guidance cast here. And we're going to have a behind-the-scenes passive insight check that we're going to have to pass. And another mindquake.
One day I'll catch a break.
We're going to go in here and we're going to talk to Head Clerk Meat Honey.
Welcome to the counting house. I'm Head Clerk Meat Honey. How may the Fellowship of Financiers serve you?
You seem a little nervous, Sir Meat Honey. Had some difficult customers today? One in particular calling himself the Stone Lord, perhaps.
The who? The what? All right, fine. The head banker may have just taken a customer by that name down to the vaults. Rather large, rather heavily armed, which is against regulations. But I'm sure the head banker knows what he is doing.
I assure you, he does not. You are right to be nervous. But let us pass, and all will be well.
Well, who is this Stone Lord to you?
Okay, I forgot though, if Jaheira's in your party, you won't have the insight check here. In my personal playthrough, I had left everybody outside when I came in here myself to deal with this. And then you're going to have an insight check, and that's going to open up a persuasion check. Here, we're going to take the persuasion check. You can see all the bonuses we're going to get from this. So that is a nice total bonus right there. And watch, we roll a nat 1 and fail it.
That would be most unusual. But then so is our visitor.
That he is. But don't worry. We can handle him.
Very well. Show the guards this temporary vault pass, and should my superior ask, keep my name out of it.
Now, Head Clerk Meadhoney is one of our thieving victims. He has a key on him to one of the vaults. I would recommend not thieving from him until you've again finished all the quests in here. It's really hard to steal from him unless you have greater invisibility. Because what'll happen is as soon as you steal from him, he will recognize it. This guard will immediately just turn, and they're close enough to trigger the dialogue about you being on site, and you have to talk your way out of it. And Astarian's not the best at talking his way out of anything. So it can get pretty hairy.
Account holders only from here. Vault pass? Right. Descend and know. Upon entering the vaults, you forego the protection of city and church law alike. Which is to say, keep to your own vault and you'll be fine.
Now, there is something else for you to do. If you go upstairs, you'll get access to the office, the main office for this place, and there's a code up there that you will need for later on down here. You don't need to find that to get the code or to unlock it. So we're just going to go down here. All of this stuff is marked as steel. And this door here is the back way in. And like I say, there's an alarm machine here, one here, and one here. And if any of them get triggered, the whole place is going to go hostile. Now, we are going to come back out here, just not on this side. We're going to be over here or something in a little bit. But we're going to do that when we come down from the Wave Mother's house and we come in this way instead. There is a patrolling cash guard and a patrolling steel watcher down here. And you can kill both of them without alerting anybody over here, as long as you have the combat somewhere around in here, and that won't trigger anybody or make anybody hostile.
Just need to see your vault pass, please. WotC's in order. Blessed day to you.
Okay, and now I'm going to split my group
nice to be
and
wanted.
have Jaheira walk up here.
That might be worth a look.
Okay, so she passed all the perception checks.
At your command.
These are all disarmed right now, but if you did fight your way in, they obviously would not be. And once you're in here, you're free from view. And you can disarm all of these if you would like, so that you can then come back later, get into your fights out here and not have to worry about dealing with any of these traps. They're all pretty easy to disarm. I just need double nat ones here. Okay.
Let's not get caught off guard. Very well.
And we'll head down into the vaults. Whose sound, Rudy? The game sound or my audio?
Seems simple enough.
Okay, here you learn about the people that are down there, and Ratcath Glitterbeard is down here to give the Stone Lord a tour of the lower vaults. And again, just some random lore books. Oh, okay. Good. Glad it wasn't mine. I've had so many problems with the stream setup in the past. I was hoping it wasn't me. Just some lore books. There's nothing that's important. And then through the door here, we gain access to the vaults. Now, I'm just going to show you one of these. So these are the vaults here. Okay. There are 6 here. There are 8 safes on this side. Now, the only way through these here, there's a couple, actually.
Keep your distance, darling.
And if you're going to be doing it with Astarion, one of them is an arrow of transposition. Okay. So I can't get enough space to shoot around all of this, but you can shoot yourself through the grates and get in with that. You can do it with a Misty Step. You can do it with Astarion's gaseous form or Misty Escape. However, you cannot pick a lock when you're in gaseous form. So there are multiple ways to get yourself into the vaults or past these gates.
Everything is clear.
There are other things, especially here, that you'll have to worry about.
How high?
I don't know if there's going to be a perception check for this. Oh, it's an investigation check. Which isn't going to go well for anybody
Still in
here.
control. Just.
And that reminds me, I need to put my rings back on here. Okay. I will try the investigation check with the warped headband of intellect.
Gall and
Jaheira giving me guidance just to show you what's here.
Wretched thing, pull yourself together. Moving ahead.
Okay. There's one here, there's another one here. These wards are teleportation wards, so if you walk across them, you will instantly be teleported back outside the room. So, again, Misty Step, arrows of transposition work here. You can also, if you position yourself correctly, you can fly directly over the top. If you fly around them, it won't work very often. Sometimes it won't work because your pathway is taking you above. So it's taking you above the ward. So sometimes that won't work. But fly is also a possible option to get you past it. But arrows of transposition or Misty Step are an easy way to get over there. And then you get to this room here.
For current door codes, please refer to the head banker's office. Highest security clearance only.
Okay, and this is why we're not going to go do it. You have to sneak your way up there into the head banker's office. That whole area is restricted, and we just don't want to have to deal with it. There's a note here from the cleaning master. We can't afford any more lightning mishaps with wet pressure plates. So it gives you a hint as to another way to basically short circuit this trap, so to speak. However, we know what the code is, and the code's always the same. It's 1356. Now, looking at the runes, you can work out what these are. So, a flat bar with a 1 below it is 1, 2, 3, 4. A rune that has a stud on the top is now 5, 5, 6, 7, 8, or yeah, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. We're 1356, so we're going to go step on number 1. And then be sure to be careful when you're walking to get over to 3. And then 5. And then 6. And that's going to unlock the door. And now it's going to disable all of the floor patches here, or the floor flicks here, so you can walk wherever you want. And that gets you into the passageway. Now you're going to get a save here. As soon as you enter into this place, you are going to get into combat. Okay? Something's going to trigger down here, and you're going to be dropped into combat. So make sure that you have everything equipped that you want to and all that sort of stuff now before you go down there.
It's still moving.
Hush your fussing. Nine Fingers had this one made especially. That little mouthful will barely slow it down.
But the stories...
Stories. Tall tales and big names, lad. Don't let them fool you. Elminster the Archmage. Drist the Drow Exile. Heroes have power, aye, but not half so much as we do. A little coin into the right purse. A soft word in the right ear. It's not glory that spins these plains, lad. It's gold. See? Now. Moradin's cracked clay.
There is no gold in here! If there is one thing Minsc hates more than beasts with bad breath... it is those who are tricksome with the truth. And turnips. But you are no turnip. Let that be of comfort in your final moments.
Meet Minsc. He still seems very much himself to me.
Okay, so Karlach's dialogue is broken because of the shapeshift.
You.
Stone Lord. Huh. Better to call yourself Stonehead.
Your false face does not fool my eyes. I will cut until you look like the monster you truly are.
Somehow, you are making even less sense than usual. Perhaps I can explain. The Stone Lord sees through your lies, shapeshifter. Count yourself lucky he cannot stay. Nine Fingers set a poor trap, little banker. Let the Absolute's faithful show you how it is done. Now come, Stone Lord. We have the gold, and the Absolute has need of it elsewhere.
As you say, Jaheira.
That's a new
Slarming
trick.
shape changers! Enough! Let us deal with these cultists, then find out where they are nesting.
Okay, so as I said, immediately dropped into combat. Now, this combat is interesting to start off with because most of the enemies are covered by Sanctuary. All of the Reapers are under Sanctuary, so you cannot target them directly. Okay? Now, we have some of them. We have this one here and this one here who are visible, but there are 3 others listed out here. We have the Death's Head. We have another Death's Head over there. And we have the Invoker. But there are 3 more Reapers that are not here. If you ping the map, you'll see that they are invisible, and you can see by their status symbols. So there are 2 on this side here, and there's 1 on this side over here that are invisible. And you'll need to obviously bring them out of invisibility to hit them, but still in this first round, they are all covered by Sanctuary. Now, the Death's Heads are not, but the Death's Heads do have 3 turns of Unstoppable each. Okay? So this is where Fly makes a huge difference in this encounter. I am able to fly off of here and get all the way down here to be able to make attacks against the Death's Head or the Invoker. And I'm going to go after the Invoker here first. And I'm going to get down here with the Starian. Okay. And now with 72 hit points, this is going to be incredibly easy. But I'm going to take this opportunity to get the Happy trait. So I'm going to get Ascendant Bite here to start off with. Okay, I won't need to key resonate any of this at this point. So I'll just go ahead and start my attacks here. Am I on? Yes, I am. Okay. So 17. Alright, now he's invisible. And I'm just going to fly him out of the way. So that detectant presence doesn't find him.
What's this?
Okay, now Karlak, he can fly over here, but first I want to see how far, where she'd have to go for the throw, because she can't throw from up here. But I think she can throw from down here. And yes, she can. So I'm going to throw twice. That's going to get rid of 2 unstoppables. I'm going to rage. That's going to get me a bonus action throw. And then I'm going to action surge, which is going to get me 2 other attacks against the death set here. So, and this from up here might actually count as 2 hits because of the bludgeoning damage since I'm on high ground.
Go on.
It did. So that got rid of 2 unstoppables. She has 1 left. Okay, so that should have done some damage. It did, so now I will frenzy. I will then rage throw. Okay, knocked prone, action surge. 2 more throws. And that ends that one. Okay, so now I'm going to have 2 Reapers here that are going to be closing on me. So I'm going to move back up here a little bit just to keep the high ground on them as well.
Well, so much for peace.
Now, for Jaheira, I'm going to start her off with this. And I did not do her spells, which is a problem. Forgot about that.
Still on my feet.
I did not prepare her spells. So, I'm going to hold off on that, and I'm going to get myself... down here with fly. Okay, and I'm going to get myself starting some attacks here, but I'm going to do that in Slayer form. Okay, because now I have access to multi-attack. Okay, and that gets rid of all of the unstoppables. And now I can use Slay. Okay.
Still standing, no matter what.
So now for Jaheira, I'm just going to move back here.
Poke further, ease my way.
Going to cast Wall of Fire. From here to here. And now I'm going to cast Sanctuary on myself.
cometh!
Alright, so back again here. So now sanctuaries, they're still under sanctuary. However, none of the others that have made attacks are under sanctuary. They're just invisible at this point. So we need to find a way to bring them out of invisibility. Now this one here, he's saved on the saving throw against Volo's eye. So he's invisible. I would really like to have had the spell selection here. But I don't. Yeah, because none of these are what I want. Yeah, I'm just looking at how I want to play this. I could try this.
The straight path.
The Sunbeam will get all three of them there. Want to make sure I do not hit the artillerist. Okay, so now I have fungal infestation here. Yeah, but it's going to target the nearest one. And that one was in the middle of the flames, and I couldn't turn it off in time.
Put 'em up.
Now, I don't think... Actually, I can do this. So let's ping where he's at. He's right there. Okay, so we must have saved against it. Do I have a cleave or something like that? Doesn't look like it.
This feels good.
So let's see if we can get... Trying to see... Yeah, I can throw a shatter up here. Let's back Karlach off and see if it triggers an attack of opportunity or not. It doesn't.
Time to kill.
Okay, so there he is.
The dance macabre.
Hey, now I would prefer to have had a way to find him as well, but I don't think I do. I still have an additional bonus action. But yeah, these take an action to throw. I could do this. Do... I got plenty of these left. So let's throw... an alchemist fire over here. Okay, so he's right here. Prefer not to damage too much of their stuff. He's right there. And now Carla can use the rest of her actions here.
Got it.
Okay.
Let's turn someone inside out.
And I still have a bonus action left. 29 hit points. Do I want to just take the damage? I think I probably do, but let's see how close I can get.
Outmaneuver them.
Oh, I can hit him from here. Perfect. That ends that. I'm actually going to dash with my second bonus action. And get over here, because this one is standing right next to me. I'm going to get Astarian. He's invisible right now.
Gods, it's hot in here.
And I think that's it. And there's nothing that I can do here. See if she finds him. They normally don't. She passed her saving throw again. Probably gonna knock me out of invisibility with Astarian. Wasn't close enough. Okay, so my options are now more limited because now I'm surrounded by others here, so I'm gonna dismiss my Slayer form. Okay, I'm gonna move here and see what my Slashing Flourish can do. Because I don't want to hit...
Go for the throat.
The artillerist.
I won't give in.
With it. it looks like anything I attack with there is going to hit the artillerist. See if I can move here and do it. Nope. Like I say, things are now complicated because the two artillerists are here. This hasn't worked in the past, but we'll see. It's been iffy in the past. I'll say that. So I'm going to line up in a direct line with this here. Okay, so it did hit. Sometimes the key to that is aiming past the invisible enemy in a straight line. If you aim at their feet, there's a chance it's at the dot on the ground. There's a chance it's not going to hit. So the key is to aim past them. Like I say, it's still an iffy proposition one way or another, but this is going to allow me to kill him. Okay, and the first thing I want to do is get her spells in line, because these are crazy. I don't need hardly any of these. So all lightning is what I wanted her to use, but also moonbeam. That's my source of radiant damage, and that's my source of lightning damage. So now you can cast this, and then cast Sanctuary, and then just keep moving it every turn after that. Freedom of movement is nice to have, so is Ice Storm. Lesser Restoration going into this fight would have been nice to have, because if they get stunned, I can snap them out of it. Spike Growth. Don't think many of the rest of them are things that I'm going to want. Okay, so I think this is probably good. Silence is not really useful. Go ahead and spiritual weapon here. Okay. And set her reactions. Opportunity attack.
Is that blood?
Alright.
No.
So I just
never
didn't
mind.
prepare her fully before I came down here.
What now?
You can pick
I'll
up
just
all of
help myself.
the murderer's cuts and all the daggers here. And you have a note here. You find out these are orders from Jaheira. Bring everything to the cistern in the sewers. That's going to update the quest.
Watch your back.
There's a letter from Lady Janeth here.
Let's see here.
Which lets you know that she has something in the vault, and this lets you know that is a hint that you can go pickpocket her to get her key. And you can search all of the desks and everything out here. You're going to find all of the keys to the chests out on the loading dock in here.
Certainly.
Which is going to save you from having to pickpocket them. There's a vault chest key, which you'll see in a little bit. Why can't you? It's a desk. Kidding me? You're killing me, Smalls. Sorry, for those of you who don't get that reference, sorry, I'm old. It's from a movie called The Sandlot. No, no. Hate that. If your camera moves behind this archway, everything turns into the passageway. So see, everything turns into the passageway.
It's mine now.
Okay, just a little more searching here. And we'll go down and we'll talk to Raketh. And it's good to get the Invoker out of the way as soon as you can. She will cast Slow, which is actually an OP spell that a lot of people sleep on. It only lets you have one attack per round, not multiple attacks, and you can't take reactions, and your movement speed's cut in half. So here are two of the high security vaults, number 7 and number 8. Number 9 is right there. And there are 6 of them upstairs.
You can tell Nine Fingers this was not my fault. She swore that mimic could swallow a bloody owlbear. Wait. You're no guild sworn. Who are you? Gratitude of the gold variety, I suppose you mean. Good luck with that. The Stone Lord just cleared our vaults. And now he has enough gold to make himself a lord in truth.
And he wouldn't even know what to spend it on. It's the cult that needs that money. Why?
You think anyone told me? Nine Fingers sent word the Stone Lord was going to try his luck on our vaults. So she told me to cooperate, lure him in. Yes, sir, Stone Lord, sir. Shall we open the account in your name or the Absolute's? Just step this way to your special deposit box. Don't mind the teeth. No one mentioned he might have some old crone dropping in as backup.
Crone?
Look, I just mean to say, we both want him caught. If you've got your sights set on the Stone Lord, anyway. As chairman of the Fellowship of Financiers, I can assure you we'd reward you well for the return of the coin he took. Not for us, you understand. For the common Baldurian. Who knows what he's planning to do with it? Try all of it? Every penny of civilian lodgings, anyway. I mean, not like we'd lead him into the private vaults. But still, a lot of Baldurians waking up poor tomorrow. What he can do with that kind of coin doesn't bear thinking about. Compassion for your fellow folk? Or maybe just good sense? That much money only paints a target on your back. In our hands, it keeps the city ticking over. Stock in merchant stalls, food in hungry bellies. Retrieve the coin, and I'll make sure you are well rewarded. There's treasures greater than gold. Feel free to poke around this place and it'll help you pick up the Stone Lord's scent. Me, I've got ledgers to amend.
All right.
Okay, if you did miss the...
Can't slow down.
The searching, Let's see, this is Malice. Oh. He's all the way down here. If you missed searching the body up there, and you want to progress the quest,
The corpse regards you lifelessly.
Look out! Below! City. Under. City. Shape. Changer. Doppel. Ganger. Deaths. For deaths. She will find you.
The spell's power wanes. You can ask no more questions.
okay, so that advanced the quest, but we already knew the same thing. We need to head down to the sewers to go look for them. This also brought up, or started a new quest, Return Raketh's Gold. Now, Raketh has a key. He's got the key to High Security Vault number 9. You can either pickpocket, you can take it off his dead body if you want, or he will give it to you once you finish this quest. That's what we're going to do, just because we don't need the gold that much anymore. And Yurgir's contract is still broken. Okay, so now we need to head down to the sewers. And okay, we're going to be followed around by the Headless Ghost, since we've picked up Sarin's skull. And again, it's updated again. We entered the sewers. He must be down here somewhere. It's all the same things. Okay, and where we're going to be heading is through here. So we're going to... Actually, it's not. It's through here. But either way, we're going to head north out of here. And then once we get on the other side, we're going to head west.
Wizard told us to watch for troublemaker.
And we're not going to go through that way yet. We'll deal with that after we get the fight finished up here.
What's this, cousin?
Oh,
Another
come on.
absolutist come to see what we did to poor
Guess
old
we'll do it
Sarin.
now.
Your god took her mind, cultist, so Bareki took her head, and I burned the flesh from her bones. And now you come to interrupt the funeral rites. Yes, cousin. An excellent idea. Cousin says we will take you in return. He says you look just like kindling for Sarin's funeral pyre. I took my friend's life, but only after your god took her soul. Sarin, Bareki, and I, we were the 3 finest thieves in Baldur's Gate. We broke into the offices of Gortash, discovered he was with the Absolute too. Your fellow cultists hunted us, so we hid down here. We were safe, and so was our loot, until the darkness soured Sarin's mind. She kept our treasure from us, said Bareki and I had gone strange. Hush, cousin. Sarin turned into a cultist herself, so we did what we had to. Bareki wept until his voice was gone, and then he was gone too, leaving only me to conduct Sarin's rites. And my cousins here. You cannot conduct the rites without a clan to bear witness, or some fuel for the fire.
Okay, and here are the checks. Now, failing any of these checks is going to lead you into combat with him. Combat is going to, one, he spams Fireball. I mean, absolutely spams Fireball. And with all of the grease laying all over the ground, it can be an AoE nightmare out here. Especially if you're not prepared for it, which I'm not. Fly is going to help us maneuver around this battlefield a lot more if we do get into a fight, but I'm going to try and avoid it. The fight gets you, I think, a basic quarterstaff, like a +2 quarterstaff or something. It also is going to get you a cloak, the Cinder Moth Cloak or something like that, I think, that anybody who inflicts damage on you, they get the burning trait after they've hit you. So anybody within the melee range around you, and it can apply to multiple characters if you're surrounded by multiple enemies, will get the burning applied. And that burn it's only 1 or maybe 2 turns through burning. So it is an interesting cloak, but not really something I'm focused on. So I'm not going to worry about killing him. I'm just going to make my way out of this conversation. Okay, so we can only fail it with a nat 1.
She swore she was no cultist, but you all lie. The Absolute turns you. I don't know. Pass then, and do not come back. This is Sarin's final resting place, and a killing ground for all who come to disturb her.
Okay, so we'll come back for this here in a little bit, because this is the completion of carrying Sarin's skull around. Okay, because we're going to go up here.
Time to press ahead.
And get into this.
That water looks tainted.
Now there is caustic brine all over the place. So fly is incredibly useful. Not that fly. This fly is incredibly useful over here.
Below.
He turned.
It's the false chosen. One who would die by our hand is unworthy indeed.
Okay, so she turned around before I got a chance to get up here. It's ideal if I can catch these two right next to each other and she's turned around. I can get up here, go into turn-based mode, then I can fly right behind them and I can hit them both at the same time with a slashing flourish. This didn't really work out that way, but it's not going to be that big a deal. So I'm going to get Hex out here. That should end her.
Best be on my way.
Oh yeah, Sanctuary. She has 3 turns of Unstoppable here. Okay, so I did only hit her that once. I rolled a crit, nat 1 to be able to miss there, so... We'll get Karlach in here.
I'm nothing.
And we'll throw twice at Kivo.
This'll help.
This will get rid of the Unstoppables.
My little trick.
Okay. Not gonna worry about using that rage charge. Really? I'm gonna save those 2.
Stepping softly.
Get Astarion up. Start this off with a bonus action. Okay, and then now that they're resonating, just finish this off. Okay, so I'm invisible. I'm just going to move back a little bit. And I'm gonna move
Another
my
fight.
bard
Let's go.
right next to him. We'll soak up the attacks here from Barnes.
There's blood in the air.
Wow, hit me. Okay. Alright, well that'll end his turn, and now he's all out of Sanctuary. So let's make him vulnerable to psychic damage. He's now steeped in bliss.
No choice but to keep going.
Shouldn't need it. Roll the crit. Big damage. Big damage. Oof. Look at all that damage. Like to see that. Okay, and now we need to deal with this door. Now this, honestly, 1,750 hours playing this game. I've seen this door 8 times. I still have not figured out the order in which to turn these stupid wheels to get that door to open without taking any damage. Okay, I still haven't done it. The guides online either seem to skip it or they're just lies. So I'm going to try my best to skip this. And I'm going to do that by interacting with this sluice valve. Now, this sluice valve needs an athletics check, and it's a DC 25 athletics check here. So it is not easy to pass. So looking at mine, I'm at +8 right now. Nobody has anything else that's even close to that. I don't think. Yeah. So, oh, Karlach has +13. So, yeah, and I've tried a couple Ostamura, and they've been wrong, so I just quit looking. So, Karlach actually has the better chance here. I'm going to cast Bless on her. to come up and do this. She's already shapeshifted, so she has Mark of the Shifter. And Jaheira cannot fly.
Going.
I'd love to, thanks.
So there's the sluice valve perception check. And of course she fails it. She rolled a 1. There it is. There's that nat 1 coming back to bite me. The person with the plus 13 plus guidance plus Mark of the Shifter.
Keep a blade close.
Rolled a nat 1.
Quick stance.
So thank you for that, game. I love it. Okay, so Astarion has a much less chance. But I'll try it. Okay, that got him Mark of the Shifter. We'll cast Bless on him.
What a day.
And like I say, he's probably got less than a 50% chance of making that, and he did. So he rolled an 18. So, yeah, it's a hard DC to make, but that opens up the door. How you're really supposed to do this is apply steam pressure to the door. Now, both of these arrows have to be in the green zone here. And then what'll happen is these valves here will, if the water level gets, or you press this valve and the water level will go up. You press this valve and the temperature will go up, but they don't go up at the same intervals. And sometimes they will go up and then they will slowly start coming back down. And you have to hit the valve to get them back up into that spot. And if they overload, if they get too high, then it will blow water, or it'll blow water out here and steam, or fire out here and steam out here and damage you. This will reset everything back to the bottom levels where it is now. It's a stupidly complex pain in the butt little trap or little puzzle, which I've just always hated from day one. Don't let my opinion influence you, though. I'm sure somebody has a guide written out there somewhere that actually works. I just tried 2 or 3 of them and none of them worked. They were all lies, so I quit looking. Delicious. And now I just focus on the
Let us show them how
the
it's
valve.
done.
Lead the way.
So be careful when you're coming over here to jump across this.
Still breathing.
Okay, now I'm going to group everybody up. I'm going to put everybody in hiding. I'm going to take Jaheira with me. And Jaheira and I are not going to be in hiding because it won't matter.
If not over, then through.
Okay, you're going to get an autosave. Yeah, Isabel, it's one of those things where it's after all this time, there's just a crazy amount of misinformation about that thing.
All the coin seems to be there, if a little blood-stained. You lot are enthusiastic about your lord's work.
Our Lady. We serve only the absolute.
Oh, silly me.
We Zentarim are so long past our own godly roots, I'm afraid I forget the half of them. But you, I know. When did you start worshipping gods? Did they give your wee rodent a worm friend, too?
Rodent?
Enough! You will show the Stone Lord proper respect. And you will return to the Guildhall and do as we have paid you to. Of course. I only thought...
Wait. Flop all you wish, little fish. But Minsc has caught you.
On that note, good luck. The job will be done by the time you get to the Guildhall.
And you're immediately going to get dropped into combat here. Now, there are two key things in this combat. The first is Minsc. You do not want to kill Minsc. Okay? Now, there's a problem with that when it comes to me. And that's because anybody who tries to hit me or tries to do something and I succeed on a saving throw, the caster receives burning for 3 turns. The problem is that not all spells are ranged spells. Minsc is a ranger. Ensnaring Strike is a spell. If I save against it, Minsc is going to get burning for 3 turns. And that burning can kill him. If I knock him unconscious and he's got 1 hit point left using non-lethal attacks, and then that burn procs, it'll kill him. Okay? Same thing with all sorts of other damage over time things that you may want to be hitting Minsc with. Those things can all kill him, and you do not want them to. So be careful in what you're doing in here and how you're doing it. I normally try and just absorb any attacks from Minsc while I'm in here, and then he's going to get lit on fire, probably at least once. And then I just let that fire take its course, and then I run my bard far away from him, go invisible, and then he focuses attacks on somebody else, and I can normally knock him unconscious with Astarion pretty easily. But just be very, very careful with your attacks on him. You don't want to be using multi-attacks, where you knock him unconscious and then your second attack hits and it kills him. You want to use standard straight-up damage melee attacks, no throwing attacks or anything like that, to knock him out. Second thing is Roa is here. Now, that conversation, they told you that they have paid Roa to do something back at the Guildhall. That's what that money is for. Roa has the money on her person right now. She rolls very high in the initiative order. She has alert as well, and she has a really high dex. Okay? If you can roll above her, which we have managed to do, if you can take her out here, that makes the subsequent Guildhall encounter that much easier. And you can also take the gold off of her and complete the Return Raketh's gold quest right now. So we're going to try and take her out right here. Okay, so for that, I'm going to reapply Hex. I'm going to fly over to the backside of her, and I'm going to defensive flourish. Okay, I don't need to roll a crit here. Okay, but I will throw a Divine Smite in. My second attack, I won't throw a crit, and I need 20, so I'm going to up the Divine Smite here. Oh, and I rolled extraordinarily. What did I roll on that? 2 1s? Out of 4d8, I rolled a 6. The minimum I could roll on that is 4. So I had to roll at least 2 1s in that. And that would have been 2 1s and 2 2s. I could have rolled 3 1s and a 3. That is horrific. Okay, so now Minsc is looking right down this corridor right now, so it's not a good time for me to go in here and do this. So I'm gonna get Jaheira in here.
No rest. Be you wicked or wise.
I'm going to, and this is also dangerous. You need to be very, very careful how you're doing this, and where you're placing it. I'm going to cast Moonbeam. I'm going to upcast it to level 4. And I'm going to use this to do damage here. And I think I want the Invoker to get it. Okay, wow. 4 points. Oh boy, okay, alright. And I'm gonna click Sanctuary on myself. That means nobody's gonna come after me, they're all gonna go after my Bard out here.
Can't even catch my breath.
And that's what I want. And I'm gonna fly and see how far up here I can get. She's gonna want to run up the stairs and around here. Once she reaches this ladder, she's going to escape.
I think I could go another round.
Okay, I didn't expect that.
Jaheira! Have even much uglier twin sister? It does not like this. Impero.
Okay, so I want to make sure that I end Roa here, and yeah, this one is facing the wrong way. Like I say, I didn't expect him to come down here and face hug Jaheira. I need to get rid of that detection cone, but I'm not going to be able to do it, really. Because the next dash, Roa will actually make it out of here. And I don't want that to happen. So I think I'm going to take the opportunity attacks here and go over and get Roa. Really? Really? Wow, okay. Rolled a 20. Yeah, of course, that was the crit. Rolled an 18. Alright. And that rooted me in place with Sentinel. Nice, okay. So Okay. Well, I can cast Glyph of Warding here. I'll upcast it to level 4. See if I can hit her. I can. Can I only hit her? Yep. Saved. Think she's gonna get away.
Orders. Into position.
I really don't want to throw damage at her and get rid of Sanctuary, but I don't think I'm gonna have a choice. %49 chance. I got disadvantage. No, because I'm threatened. That wasn't smart. Yeah, because all of these are going to be a disadvantage. Yeah, that was stupid on my part. Very little chance I could kill her with Moonbeam. There'd be a 50-50 shot killing her with Ice Storm. I could throw down Spike Growth. And slow her down. Okay, now Sanctuary is ended and it's blocked for 1 turn. So I'm going to be taking attacks from these two. Let's see if we can get everybody turned. Look at me.
Survival is all that matters.
Okay, perfect. Jeez, everybody's hitting me. This is insane. Okay. Now we're getting somewhere. You turn. Oh, somebody missed. What do you know? Now, Minsc, where are the detection cones? Okay. I think I can work with this.
Quiet.
I think. Okay, so can I fly up here? I can. Outstanding. Okay. So now let's start throwing. The first time I throw, I'm not going to be in the initiative order. So I'm going to have to throw throw something that is not going, that I don't want to get back, because it's not going to be coming back to me when I throw it. So the lightning jabber I'll probably throw.
Easy as.
Okay. And yeah, see, she's out of combat for this turn. And it's going to be the same for Astarion.
They won't see me coming.
But I think I can kill the one up top here. And this is again where fly is so very useful. Yep. Should be able to kill this one here. Steeped in bliss. Okay, so now I can start wailing on fools that have been wailing on me, so it's time to get a little payback here. Oh, this stupid training dummy is in my way. This is crazy how... how horrible that position is. I will never get in that position again. There we go. The targeting dummy here counts as a target for one of the two things that can get hit by Slashing Flourish. And I will use Executioner on this because I'm flat sick of this crap. I got him down to 14. Okay. Now, I'm going to, again, get away from Minsc. I would prefer that Minsc not try and hit me, because if he misses with those attacks, he's going to get the burning condition.
For the fallen.
Okay, Jaheira. I'm going to bring out Chain Lightning here, or Call Lightning. And I'm going to upcast this to level 5. And I really want the Invoker. And now I'm going to cast Sanctuary on myself. And I'll just move over here.
Hunting.
Thank you for returning that to me. I appreciate it. They're slow. We're definitely going to try and interrupt that, because now we've got all of our people available to us. So
Now this is my
let's start with Karlach and see if we can interrupt this throw, or interrupt his slow concentration here.
Easy as.
Of course not. Why would I ever expect that we would be able to do something as simple as that? Oh, at least you followed it up with a crit. So now slow's broken. So Oh, I didn't have access to my bonus actions. Why is the lightning jabber marked as steel? No.
They're dying for me. All of them.
Okay, so I'm going to now try and knock out Minsc. Perfect. He's knocked out. He's not suffering from any additional afflictions or anything like that, so that's exactly what we wanted to see. And I should be able to take the evoker out as well. Or the invoker, and this should give me invisibility. I guess not. Okay. Oh, he's knocked out. Because I didn't remove non-lethal attacks. Now he's invisible. And the last two are down here and here, last three, but he's not going to be around very long. So I'll just move back inside this room just to get out of detect presence range.
Nothing important is ever easy.
Yeah, this guy isn't going to be around very long. Okay, I think I'll fly down here a little bit.
Onward.
Okay, Jaheira, can I get them both? I can. Okay, now they've got, they're dazed, 2 stacks of radiating orb. The Nightblade's almost dead. I'll take that. I think I'm far enough away that I can't be seen. Now we'll end the fake Jaheira. Nice damage there.
I'm heating up.
And now Karlach should be able to finish off this one.
This'll help.
Against the darkness swarming his senses, a single light glows. Rage, flaring brighter every moment.
Killed her.
He won't stay down for long. Tell your Lilith to protect him from the Elder Brain's influence. Quickly!
No. This one will not aid our cause. Get rid of him.
This wretch has stood against your father before. You tremble to end him. Every part of your rancorous body yearns for it.
Okay, now because of the Dark Urge, I have an option down here to try and defy my urge.
Don't be foolish. He is too unpredictable. He will only be a hindrance to us. No, I will not be coerced into protecting him. You do not see what I do. His thoughts, his mind, pure chaos.
The Mind Flare pours poison in your ear, I think. Tell it I will tear the prism from your grasp and throw it into the deepest lava pit I can find. Long after our bones are dust and ash, the walls of its prison will still be burning. Now help my friend!
She bluffs. Surely she would not risk the fate of all for one simple life. Fine. Have it your way.
His mind unfolds beneath yours. A still lake pulls you down into its depths. Images flash by, battles fought, and friends fallen. His rage grows colder, burrows deeper, as a familiar face crystallizes before you.
Jaheira, you killed her!
You are being dramatic.
The instant's hesitation is enough. With a sensation of terrible rending, something vast and nameless falls away from his mind.
There. It is done.
Jaheira? I do not understand.
Good. That means you're back to your old ways. We have a lot to discuss. But first, you have someone to thank.
In the sudden silence, your minds merge once more. More memories, sensations, but passing too quickly for you to track. In the same breath, you share everything that happened to you. The Nautiloid, the Absolute, the chosen of the dead three.
You saved Minsc. While he danced like a Mind Flayer's meat puppet. Why?
Suggested.
You do well to heed her. Jaheira was very wise. Even before she was very old. There is someone you must meet. He is... Where is he?
Okay, now while he's run off, I'm going to gather my group up. And I want Karlach down here, because I'm going to send Karlach away.
Time to take a load off, isn't it?
That was Minsc. The Minsc. Part of the crew who saved the city from Saravok all those years ago.
Dunno who the Stone Lord is or what the hell he's gotten himself into. But that man is a legend.
Hey, soldier. Sounds boring.
If you insist.
Okay, and now I want to open up that party space before I head back here. Minsc is in here breaking open walls. Okay, and when he does, he's going to offer to come into our party when we talk to him. And I want to have an open space here.
Seems like a good moment to talk.
My friend, from our brief sharing of skulls, I know you have faced many strange beings, but none like this. Whatever happens, show no fear and stay your hand. Trust in Minsc. Minsc finds that the less thinking he does, the easier the trusting comes. Where You gaze into Minsc's soul and see his foul crimes. You smell the stench of evil upon him, pointy claws primed, ready to scratch out his eyes. I am sorry, my friend. I am at the mercy of your faultless justice. Now, if you must burrow through my blackened heart, I am ready. No? You are certain? Oh, such boundless compassion. You are all heart, and whiskers, and cute little nose. You are right, of course. There is still much evil for Boo and Minsc to stamp out. But we need not fight it alone. I have a new face to show you. But it is not a villainous one for the clawing, understand? This is Boo. And Boo, meet you?
I'm not gonna fanboy anymore, but seeing this, the first time I saw it, I yelled out loud. It's hard to overstate how fun of a character Minsc and Boo were in the previous games. And seeing the giant miniature space hamster back here, it's just an amazing thing to see. And I believe it was that was one of the screenshots that I put up for the thumbnail for one of the videos during one of the live streams that we've done this before. But it's amazing.
No, it is a hamster. A miniature giant space hamster. Fear not, you will learn the difference in time. Those villains locked Boo away, lest his righteous gaze cause their tadpole to flee in terror. Now we are together again. All will be exactly as... Boo, why do you use such language? Once more, my hamster proves himself my greater half, and makes the path clear when my mind is fuzzier than his tiny bottom. He says we will join with you, and cleanse Baldur's gate of evil. Together! Get comfortable, Boo. We go to battle and... to glory, or glorious death.
And we're going to gain some approval from Minsc here, just for rescuing him. If you do end up killing him out there, you're going to get a massive disapproval from Jaheira if she's in your party. She will threaten to leave your party if Minsc dies here, if she's not in your party when you get back to camp. So it is kind of a big deal to try and save him if you can. The reason I wanted him in our party is because in this room there are 5 other things to look at here. With Minsc in your party, you're going to gain some additional information about each one, and this all goes back to the previous games.
I'll give it a shot.
A cracked wooden mask with female features in the Rashemi style.
All over Ashima, they raise statues to Dinah here. But this is Minsc's true monument to her. Her Wicklaren mask.
Okay, so Dinah here she was a female human. She was lawful good. And she was during the first games, and during the Siege of Dragonspear. Part of your original party members that you could recruit during those games. This one you cannot pick up, though.
A mailed fist in the Firecam armor style.
Keldorn Firegam. He spoke much of honor and faith, but he fought like a berserker when it counted.
So Keldorn, again, he was an inquisitor and potential companion in Baldur's Gate 2.
A humble turnip, preserved by drying.
John, a strange little man, but a fine friend. I can forgive him his love of turnips.
So Jan Jansen was your thief, basically, and potential companion back in Baldur's Gate 2.
A worn but still capable warhammer, sized for a halfling.
Mazzy Fentan. Not even the gods dare deny her when she sought to become a paladin.
So Mazzy is she was, or he, sorry, was, no, it's she. She was, I believe she was a fighter. I think. It's only been 20 years since I played those games. I think she was a fighter. She was a halfling. I remember that. She was also a companion in Baldur's Gate 2.
A wood carving of a pair of wings, like an eagle's, but longer somehow.
Aerie, a brave Avarian, who agreed to be my witch while I needed. She went in
And Aerie was a cleric. I think she was multi-classed, cleric mage, in Baldur's Gate 2. She was a companion. She was also a potential romance in that game. And again, you wouldn't get any of these if, and I didn't have the Helm of Baldur on that entire time. You would not get any of these interactions, these side conversations from Minsc explaining any of this unless he's in your party. So that's why I cleared out a spot with Karlach to do it. So we are pretty well taken care of here. I am going to be finishing out. This is just the way out. So let's actually go do that. Let's go to the lower city central wall. And we want to take Minsc back into the counting house real quick. And that will end the live stream. Because there's a fun conversation if you bring Minsc down here to talk to Rakath.
Louder than foxes. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Excuse me, sir. Just wear a little gold.
Next episode, we're going to work on taking the key here.
What's wrong with you now?
What makes you so
An alarm! Anything to pass the bloody time. Oh, please.
Okay, so we'll head back down into the vault. And we'll go complete return Rakath. Oh, no, I'm not going to complete it. I didn't loot anybody. So I didn't loot the gold. But it's not that far away. And we're just gonna go loot Roa. I'll come back off stream and loot everybody else. Because Roa's one gonna have the armor of devotion. This is another reason you don't buy this way back in Act 2. Is because not just because it's so expensive, but you'll be able to get it from her if you end up killing her at this time. So splint armor +2, none of this really matters. And here's the stolen bag of gold, 10,000 gold. And 10,000 gold weighs a lot. So now I can go to the lower city center, central wall, and I can bring everybody with me.
Intestines throb.
And now we'll go back to the counting house. Sorry about that.
Have to keep going.
Pushing folks too far.
But moaning isn't helping anyone.
Comes to magical protection.
Helps me.
Please stop
Constable can move on like always, Peter.
Alright. Where are you going?
The counting house guard is very unhappy about you messing with forbidden items. It seems you've made a rather convincing case to be let off.
Where are you going? That's the sort of stuff that turns the entire counting house hostile and makes me lose my ever-loving mind.
Some people have all day to spend talking to bankrupts. I wouldn't have to come down here if they
Cursed to put my hands on everything.
Okay. So now down here, you don't have to worry about the floor anymore, like I said. So we'll come in here and head straight down. Passage. And there's Raketh.
Ledgers are never going to balance.
Best drama working in a bloody
I'm a
festival.
dead man. I hope you've come to make a lodgment. A city-sized one? Why, you? What in shadows have you come back for?
You have been the subject of many wrinkled brows between my hamster and I, Sir Bankerbeard. On the one hand, you are clearly evil and deserving of a mouthful of righteous knuckle. But, on the other hand, the one in which Boo sits and pleads your case. At the time of our last meeting, Minsc was the evil one. So, we are not agreed on whether we will return here and feed you to a mimic yet.
I see. Well, by all means, keep me up to date.
Okay, so we're going to return the coin.
And not even a whisker light. God, you're a boring bastard. Me too, I suppose. Because I'm not even tempted to scam you. Take this vault key. You'll find something by way of thanks inside.
And he's actually going to give you 2,600 gold out of it. So it's not like you walk away empty-handed by giving him 10,000. You get quite a bit. And like I say, gold weighs a lot. Okay, and that is going to get us to
Another day, another dodgem.
a good spot to end the live stream. So next week, we're going to get back into some of these side adventures here, with one in particular that we started way back in Act 1. So should be a fun live stream next week. And remember, we have the Dragon Age Veilguard live stream tomorrow. So as always, thank you all for being here. I love all of the interactions that I have with my community, and I can't thank you enough for being here, because as always, without your support, none of this would be possible. This is Commander Jarval saying until next time, fare thee well.
Maybe Nina still needs a cracked skull. Best drama working in the bloody festival.